Good morning students, this is your chemistry class. This video is for class 10th. In chapter 1 we have learned some of the new topics. In periodic properties we have learned about atomic size. Now the next periodic property is ionization potential. The energy required to remove an electron from a neutral isolated gaseous atom and convert it into a positively charged gaseous ion is called ionization potential or ionization energy or first ionization energy. Suppose this is a atom of any element, and when one electron is removed from it, then it will convert into a positively charged ion. So the energy required to convert the neutral isolated gaseous atom into positively charged gaseous ion, this energy is called ionization energy or ionization potential. Ionization potential we can write in short IP, or ionization energy IE. First ionization energy IE1. Now the unit of ionization potential is electron volts per atom. It can be written as EV/atom. Here small e, capital V. Its SI unit is kilojoule per mole. Kilojoule per mole, or it can be written like this. So these two forms you can use for writing the unit of ionization potential. Now, see, ionization energy depends on these two properties, atomic size and nuclear charge. Atomic size. The greater the atomic size, the lesser the force of attraction. Thus, the electron from the outermost shell lie further away from the nucleus. This makes the removal of electrons easier. That means less ionization energy is required. Means if the size of the atom is large, then the electrons has less force of attraction towards the nucleus. So the outermost electron, the electron which is present in outermost shell, can be removed easily with the less energy. Second, nuclear charge. The greater the nuclear charge, greater is the attraction for the electrons of the outermost shell. Therefore, the electrons of the outermost shell are more firmly held, because of which greater energy is required to remove the electrons. Means the more is the nuclear charge, the more is the force of attraction of electrons towards the nucleus. So, when electrons are attracted towards the nucleus with greater force, it is very difficult to remove the electron of the outermost shell. So, a great amount of energy is required. Now see the trends of variation in ionization potential across a period. Ionization potential increases as one moves from left to right across a period because atomic size decreases due to an increase in the nuclear charge. Hence, more energy is required to remove electrons. We know that in a period, the number of shells remain same. So the atomic number will increase and atomic size will automatically decrease. And this decrement in the atomic size increases the nuclear charge. Hence, with increase in nuclear charge, more energy is required to remove the electron. That's why IP increases as one moves from left to right in a period. Now Downer group, ionization potential decreases with an increase in atomic size as one moves down a group. This is because with the increase in the atomic size, nuclear charge also increases, but the increment in the atomic size overcomes the effect of an increase in nuclear charge. There is a note, helium will have the highest ionization potential while cesium will have the least ionization potential. Ionization potential of francium is not determined correctly as it is a radioactive element. Metals usually have low ionization potentials whereas non-metals have high ionization potential. Let's see the another periodic property, that is electron affinity. It can be represented as EA. It is also known as electron gain enthalpy. So how can we define it? It is defined as the amount of energy released while converting a neutral gaseous isolated atom into a negatively charged gaseous ion by the addition of electron. Means when we add an electron into a neutral gaseous isolated atom, it converts into a negatively charged gaseous ion, and the energy released during this process is known as electron affinity. Suppose X is an atom of an element, and on addition of an electron, it converts to the negatively charged ion, that is anion. So the energy released during this process is known as electron affinity. X is any element taken in its gaseous state. Now what is the unit? Its unit is same as ionization potential, electron volts per atom, and SI unit is kilojoule per mole. Electron affinity is represented by negative sign. For example, this is chlorine atom in the gaseous state. On addition of one electron to the chlorine atom, it converts into chloride ion, and the energy released is 349 kilojoule per mole. So in the reaction, we will represent it like this, plus 349, and it is written on the right hand side, means energy is released. But when we write it for only chlorine atom, so then we represent it like minus 349 kilojoule per mole. Electron affinity depends on two properties, atomic size and nuclear charge. Atomic size. The smaller the atomic size, the greater the electron affinity, because the effective attraction forces between the nucleus and the valence electron is greater in smaller atoms, and so the electrons are held firmly. Another property is nuclear charge. The greater the nuclear charge, greater is the electron affinity, because increase in the nuclear charge increases the effective attractive force on the valence electron. So as the atomic size will decrease, electron affinity will increase, and increase in nuclear charge will increase the electron affinity. Now trends of variation in electron affinity across a period. In a period from left to right, the electron affinity increases because the atomic size decreases. We have already read that if the atomic size will decrease, electron affinity will increase. So in a period from left to right, atomic size decreases, that's why the electron affinity increases, and the nuclear charge also increases. Down a group, moving from the top to the bottom in a group, the electron affinity decreases because the atomic size increases more than the nuclear charge, thereby causing a net decrease in electron affinity. Now there is a note. Electron affinity is the highest for group 17 elements, means for halogens, and the least for group 1 element, means alkali metals. Inert gases have zero electron affinity due to their stable electronic configuration. They find it difficult to accept the electron. In group 17, fluorine has lower electron affinity than chlorine, and in group 16, oxygen has lower electron affinity than sulfur. Why? This is because the size of fluorine and oxygen atom is very small. As a result, there are strong inter-electronic repulsions, and thus incoming electron does not feel much attraction. Now next property is electronegativity. It is represented by En. What is electronegativity? It is the tendency of an atom in a molecule to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. It's called its electronegativity. Now there is a note. It is a dimensionless property since it is only a tendency. So there is no unit for electronegativity. The most widely used scale of electronegativity was devised by Linus Pauling, in which the highest value of electronegativity for fluorine is taken as 4 and the lowest one for cesium as 0.7. Means the highest electronegativity value is for fluorine and the least or lowest electronegativity value is for cesium. Now electronegativity values also depend on atomic size and nuclear charge. The greater the atomic size of the lesser the electronegativity, And the greater the nuclear charge, the greater the electronegativity. Now see the trends or variations in electronegativity. Across a period, electronegativity increases from left to right in a period because the nuclear charge increases due to an increase in atomic number. Means as the atomic size decreases, the nuclear charge increases in a period. That's why the electronegativity increases. Down a group, electronegativity decreases down a group because there is an increase in atomic number down a group. That means nuclear charge increases, but due to the addition of extra shells, the atomic size increases. Thus, the effect of an increase in the atomic size overcomes the effect of an increase in the nuclear charge. Now, there is a note. Noble gases have complete octet, so they do not have tendency to attract electrons. Generally, metals show lower electronegativity as compared to non-metals. Thus, metals are electropositive and non-metals are electronegative. That's why metals are known as electropositive elements and non-metals are known as electronegative elements. Now see the another topic, that is diagonal relationship. The elements of the second period show resemblance in properties with the elements of the next group of the third period present at right diagonal of the element. This leads to a diagonal relationship, that is lithium with magnesium, beryllium with aluminium, boron with silicon. These elements are called bridge elements. These elements are called bridge elements because they show the similar properties, and that's similar properties in a diagonal relationship. See, here is the group 1st, 2nd, 13 and 14. These are the period elements of period 2, lithium, beryllium, boron and carbon. And these are the elements of period 3rd, sodium, magnesium, aluminium and silicon. So, lithium will show the similar properties with magnesium, that is right diagonal relationship. Similarly, beryllium with aluminium and boron with silicon. Now note, greater the value of electron affinity, easier it is to gain electrons, and more non-metallic or more electronegative or more oxidizing is the element. Thus, oxidizing power increases left to right in a period and decreases top to bottom in a group. Metals lose electrons. They have less IP or ionization potential, less electron affinity, less electronegativity and have large atomic radii, means atomic size, as compared to non-metal. That's why metals are good reducing agents while non-metals are good oxidizing agents. Now is the time for assignment. Students, you have to do these questions in your notebook. The first question is, arrange the following as per instructions given in the brackets. Magnesium, chlorine, sodium, sulfur, silicon in decreasing order of atomic size. Sodium, potassium, chlorine, sulfur, silicon increasing order of ionization potential. Chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine increasing electron affinity. Cesium, sodium, lithium, potassium, rubidium in decreasing order of electronegativity. Lithium, potassium, sodium, hydrogen in decreasing order of ionization potential. Second, arrange the following in order of increasing order of radii. Means you have to write it in the increasing order of the atomic size. Chloride ion, chlorine atom, magnesium 2 positive, magnesium and magnesium 1 positive. Third is nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus. Now next question is, which element from the following has the highest ionization potential? These are the groups of elements and you have to tell that which element has the highest ionization potential and why. So you have to explain your choice. Fourth, give reasons for the following. Ionization potential of elements increases across a period from left to right. Second, alkali metals are good reducing agents. Third, cation is always smaller than the parent atom. Fourth, anion is larger than the parent atom. Hope you will find these answers and learn all the work which I have told you. This all will come in your UT. Thank you, students.